This is Zenzi, payroll name Deb Helfrich at squarespace.com, and this is Tuesday morning quarterbacking from the Synchrony Symposium 2025 conference at Asilomar, hosted by the Brain Foundation, who I have immense gratitude for. So nobody in this world will see me as autistic, give me the accommodations I need. I have been destitute for 5 years. This is about your help, your crowdfunding. Pay me now to stay alive. We'll get to that. The way I think it, I tore through my autistic brain. My N equals 2 with Temple Grandin changes everything. She and I are 180% different, and yet both still autistic. She was highly autistic as a child. I'm highly autistic as an adult who self-managed autism as a child. How'd I do that? Well, that's why I believe I'm the globe's first case study of adult onset autism. So when I came into the library today, this is a brand new book. And I had a question from one of the esteemed clinicians, Dr. Fry. Okay, you keep telling us why you're turning on, because I was throughout the conference. What do you do to turn on? Sound healing, the tuning forks, the bio-electromagnetism aspect of it, fasting, hibernation, and cannabis. All right, but here's the thing. I don't read the papers. I don't look at the self-help, all of the biohacking, the quantified self. I use the principles of my own proprietary philosophical method, but this is my reference. We're going to go from this corner over here to the birds and the bees and the octopuses and the plants and the whole everyone, the elephant in the universe, electric universe, E equals mc squared, the biography, Einstein's mistakes, quantum philosophy, other minds. Here's the philosophy corner. Get me a meeting with Robert Sapolsky if he's well enough. Back to the physics, back to the physics. Here's what I would like to suggest, straight out of Norman Deutsch, The Brain's Way of Healing. Brain Foundation wants to fund a clinical trial that will succeed. The data's in there. And then we're going to come back and see me as the next Temple Grandin, Jane Goodall. The apes that I've observed, that I've noticed devolving tool use are Homo sapiens. All right, so all of my data comes from the fact, Hidden Life of Dogs, that my dog is also autistic. So I am an autistic human, caretaking autistic being. We are a six-legged organism. Franz de Waal, are we smart enough to know how smart animals are? And we must get rid of the constant talk that autistic humans do not have a theory of mind. No, they're in trauma. You're cold. You're not thinking, have a cold. You're not thinking about other minds. You're autistic. You simply can't do it. And again, back to the philosopher angle. Peter Godfrey Smith, Australian philosopher, talking about consciousness with octopuses. Invertebrates, bees, octopuses are conscious. There's data out of Murcia, Spain. I love this book. Planta Sapiens, Paco Calvo. Plants are conscious. Sorted the hard problem of consciousness into an easy pivot. Going back and forth biology, not just humans as this special species, but us as part of the fabric of life on Earth. How did I start to come up with adult onset and the philosophical hypothesis of bio-electromagnetism? I start with the most famous equation ever, E equals mc squared, quantum physiology. So we've got a Frenchman. Hey, Baptiste. It's great having dinner with you a couple nights. Americans. We've lost our mind to plantation capitalism. Quantum philosophy. I've coined the term, this is my proprietary IP, quantum physiology. I am literally making all of my assumptions the next neuroscience is going to be bio-electromagnetism. The book by Sally 80, We Are Electric. This is the coming scientific revolution that I'm the philosophical evolutionary of. I want to be a public-facing philosopher. Talk to people on a stage. I want somebody to fund me, seed fund me, to start the Well-Being Philosophy Institute. To make clear, creative, coherent, complex, anti-racist thinking about human energy, potential well-being, body, mind, and soul integrated. This needs to be a necessary global public good. Big long-term situations in my brain. Back to E equals mc squared. Albert Einstein. I should have got it. We know where it's at. We know where it's at. Oh, did they move it? No, they didn't. 3 extraordinarily successful and intelligent beings on this planet. We got Albert Einstein. And I'm going to talk about, in my theory, not today. I'll tell you, it's the ether. He got the ether wrong. Einstein's mistakes. Einstein got the ether wrong. Got equal mc squared. So, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, she Einstein of consciousness, she Nikola Tesla of bioelectromagnetism, Richard Feynman. This book by John Archibald Wheeler. Oh, I should have the quote. Richard Feynman was 100% autistic, but he's the test case. You have a great environment, nobody knows you're autistic. Einstein right in the middle. We don't think of him as, but in the Isaacson biography, I can point out places where Einstein demonstrates severe autism, especially when he separated from his wife. It's in the footnotes, endnotes. And Nikola Tesla, very famously, had all kinds of autistic meltdowns, shutdowns. The reason we don't have free electricity today is because no one would fund Nikola Tesla. When it comes to the Wardenclyffe Towers, I don't know anything about making stuff, but I can tell you how the human body uses the principle of free electricity that he was certain he could engineer. Can't engineer, but I could philosophize about how consciousness uses E equals mc squared. I'm using my mind, this capacity of my mind that I'm showing you right here. I didn't count the amount of books I needed to just give you an intro to the philosophical hypothesis of bioelectromagnetism. That's the underneath of my iceberg. I've also developed a proprietary system of thinking based on the philosophical method, life-centric thinking. It's the antidote to the money matters most masculinity of plantation capitalism. So sticking with the physics for a second, Einstein's mistake, John Archibald Wheeler was Richard Feynman's teacher. So I've gotten perspectives, not just on Feynman, and I came and told NASA, well, I'm about to tell the Western whiteness thought tradition. We need to think about how we think about being human again. Electric universe, this goes with the Sally 80. We are electric. Understanding the circuitry of the body, bioelectricity, biomagnetism, consciousness emerges from those two. And what we're going to need some new science, some new physics. The elephant in the universe, the non-locality books. What is dark energy and dark matter? Everything we perceive, baryonic matter, the matter that we can see, touch, our senses detect, is 4.6% of the universe, according. What else is there? Well, that's where we got to come back and talk about the ether. I'm getting a little poetic on you because I've developed a poetic theory of life on Earth. It's a philosophy of everything that is conscious. I contain multitudes. Ed Young is like my total favorite science journalist, so I like a lot of these guys, girls, women, men. What else? else do we need to talk about? You got Godfrey, you got... Okay. A couple more philosophical books shelved right next to each other here. First off, my philosophical most closest colleague is at Harvard right now, as far as I know. The Spell of the Sensualist, David Abram. This is Merleau-Ponty, back into the phenomenologist. What we don't understand in our current zeitgeist about how the quantum world, how biology and mind work and connect and talk to each other. Philosophy has been talking about it for a while. It's not the popularity stuff. How I can help make it popular is if I can have a funded conversation to get some time with Stanford's Robert Sapolsky and get Eagleman's book. I'm also, Eagleman would neuroimage my brain. Synesthesia. So I'm going so fast because I don't think I'm going to have the space in the library much more. And my autistic brain can turn on like this intensely, and then it needs to go rest. But he makes a perfect case that there can be no such thing as free will. I am 100% in agreement with everything he says except his conclusion. I know how there's free will in the world. I call it Free Big Willie style. All right. Getting jiggy with consciousness. Once again, I'm asking you to help fund a research think tank based on the philosophical method that will make me the next Temple Grandin. And I'm the missing autistic female at 56 between Temple, Hannah Gadsby, Greta Thunberg. But I'm synthesizing professorial biology, stand-up comedy, social impact, global effects to save our species from self-extincting in approximately 30 years. And Jane Goodall, she's got all of, she do the work and then save the species. How to hope. Here, I'll give you how to fix global warming for free. Seeds of hope. Takes me 2 words to fix global warming. We don't need to make tech. It's gonna Cambrian explosion. We need to really populate the plant material on this planet, unpave Earth. That's a good hashtag. All right, this has been Zenzi once again. I am self-managing, self-treating my autism. I just can't treat the way that other people treat me. And that's why I've been destitute for 5 years. I'm asking the Brain Foundation, all the networking I made over the course of the conference, people to prioritize keeping me alive. I'm going to work with some of the adult service providers here to help me create pitches to get investments and help me network and promote their business, promote their services, and get me on the Autism Conference circuit tour with a presentation of this magnitude talking about how we need an evolution in how we think about being human. It starts with the reality of the quantum physiology. It's billions of dollars of IP to invest in. Life-centric thinking. Billions of dollars of IP. All created during the 4.5 years while I've been forced to live in my vehicle in a 4 by 5 foot pen with my dog. My brain, the salience of using my brain is what's keeping my body alive through severe malnutrition and sleep deprivation. Imagine what happens when you get me some food and a place to sleep. Harmony.